What's up, guys? Trader Neil here, back at you with another live stream. So today we're going to go over Bitcoin price action, ETH, BNB, Sol, and all your favorite altcoins. So we're going to take a look after that pump over the last week. Where am I looking to potentially take some longs on a pullback? Where am I potentially looking to take some shorts on a potential ETH ETF dump tomorrow? We'll talk about all of that during the stream today. But as always, I would very much appreciate it if you guys could hit that like button on this video, subscribe to my channel at Trader Neil. We're getting closer and closer to 1.5k subscribers, so I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully we hit that mark by the end of the summer. And yeah, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. Enjoy the video today, guys. Let's go. Good morning, fam. Today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and I'm going to tell you guys what I'm thinking about this market in terms of short-term price action as well as long-term targets for Bitcoin and a couple of these alts. My plan and idea here is we're going to start on the weekly and then go down to lower time frames on BTC, and then we'll look at a couple of the altcoins you guys are interested in, okay? All right. So looking at Bitcoin here on the weekly, yesterday we had a really nice weekly close on Bitcoin. So here, of course, this was our previous weekly level, our previous weekly low of this upper range. And last week we retested it and closed just under it. So of course this could have been viewed as a bearish retest, and it very well could have been that if this next candle close didn't do what it did and pretty much put in the low of the week right at the weekly open. It's pretty insane. So where we opened on the weekly, it was pretty much the low. So that was a nice up only week, pretty much is what you can see by this candle. And so now that we close back into this range on the weekly, a couple areas of interest I have. I'm looking at this level here. This is a weekly order block coming in at 69.78 that I think we could be looking at as resistance. I think that combined with our value area high of our range, we might get an initial rejection here. So keep that in mind when it comes to price action. I think, do we continue to push here and hit these highs soon? I am more inclined for us to see a pullback first before we come up to these highs, personally. And so now we're going on to the daily chart, and a couple areas of interest that I would be looking to take potential longs is if we get a pullback to this level here at 64.040. This is a daily OB level as well as just simply a daily level there, and it's SR. So I would be interested in starting a position there, and I would be looking to DCA at this wick around 62.710. I think this would be a nice area to be looking for a potential higher low on the chart. So for something like this, I would be interested in a trade. It's not necessarily the best RR. It's 4, so I wish it was a little higher, but at the same time, I feel like I'm kind of not exactly sure in this case where we could get our low if we get a pullback. That's why I want to be able to encompass this zone. It's kind of indecisive for me because I think that we might bounce at 64, but overall I really want to see this wick taken out on BTC, this wick low. So being able to start a position there, DCA at that wick low, would be the ideal situation. All right. So that's pretty much my thoughts on BTC. And the other thing, and the reason Another reason why I feel starting a position here at 64 would be nice is if I pull this across, guys, you can see that. Let me go ahead and get rid of this volume profile here. You can see that that 64K level is an important one looking on the chart. Closing above the daily or above 64K is important for price action to continue the upside. So, in my opinion, this is a nice area to start a position for it to hold for a higher low. Is breaking back below 64 on the daily makes it to where you're breaking back into this zone here, which I don't like. So yeah, this is where I would be looking to take a position on BTC. But yeah, overall, I am liking what I'm seeing. You don't have any daily bearish divergence or anything like that, so that's out of the question on BTC. I think you probably do have some on the 4-hour. This is the 12-hour. Not necessarily here on the 12-hour. I think this peak is slightly higher, so you're good there, but I'm sure you have some on the 4. Well, actually, not necessarily, because this is your highest high here after your RSI reset. So you're probably good. I still just think a pullback is necessary at this point. And even if we don't get it, we're in some longs from lower, so that'll take us to those higher prices. But it's just the fact that, in my opinion, a couple areas of interest that I'd be looking at on the lower time frame. So pretty much this wick low that we put in yesterday, if we lose that, then I would definitely be looking for this long level that I gave. You could potentially be looking to take a scalp at this wick if you're interested. But besides that, there's not really a trade that I would be taking. So yeah, just a scalp at that wick low would be the other area of interest that I have. If Bitcoin consolidates or even goes to 64, some alts will drop, but some will just go up to. I mean, it kind of depends on your alts. So at this point, as you guys can see on your altcoin charts, alts are not created equal today. Some are much stronger than others. So, you know, ones like ETH, Sol down 2%, BNB only down 1%. Some of these alts down 7-8%, but then you have ones like WIF that are green for the day right now. You have TIA that's green for the day. I know you have a couple others that are green. Say is green for the day. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. That was weird. Say is green for the day, and there's a big one that I should have on here. I guess I don't. Let me add it. And DOGE was green for the day. I guess it started to go negative, but this one was looking strong today too. So pretty much if Bitcoin does drop to this 64K area, you're going to want to have to be in altcoins. If you're going to stay in your longs, you're going to have to look at their BTC pairings and compare the strength to Bitcoin in general. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a tough position if you're just going to hold some underwater bags. All right. And then let's go ahead and take a look at ETH. All right. Let's take a look at ETH here. On the daily chart, let's actually go to the weekly first. So weekly candle close, pretty nice here on ETH. Anywhere above 3,400 looks good on a weekly candle closing basis. And so I like that. It's just, where would I be looking for another potential trade? This daily level has already been hit on ETH, so I'm actually not interested. I'm not interested in a trade right here. Overall, maybe looking for a sweep here. I mean, maybe of these lows, since you haven't taken them. Let me pull up the USDT chart on Bybit, because I'd actually prefer to see where the wick lows are on this one. So overall, as you can see, you're still holding trend here on ETH. So that's bullish. But I'm not necessarily interested in taking a trade on another hit of this trend line. You're starting to lose the 50 level on the RSI, which I don't necessarily like. So I think I just wouldn't be surprised if we get a larger pullback here. I'm thinking a nice place to bid around this 4-hour order block here. Yeah. Let's go to the daily. And that level coincides pretty well with daily support too. So yeah, I would be interested in bidding around 33, 36 or so here on ETH. But not really until then. I'm not interested in, like taking a fib pull from here to low to high. You already hit your golden pocket here on that dump yesterday, so I'm not interested in longing the 886 necessarily. I mean, you do have a wick low there actually, so I think this is how I'd size this up. Something like this. Yeah, something like this. I think this would provide you a nice long opportunity here.
How's everyone's Monday go?
Yo, what's up, Caleb? I can hear you now. Just unmuted.
How you doing, my man? How you doing?
Not too bad, dude. How about you?
Yeah, amazing, brother. Can't complain. You know how Mondays are. Very busy.
Yeah, for sure. Start to the week. Always you gotta catch up a little bit. You know how it goes.
For sure.
But yeah, man. Markets are looking interesting right now. Kind of in a position where we had that push up yesterday, but at the same time, I would be cautious here, looking for some trades, is what I've been telling them.
Well, this is the thing, right? And this is what we have preached for the last couple of years. Neil, you've been with us for a very long time, and it's all about waiting for the right setups to unfold. There was plenty trade opportunities given around 1 to 2 weeks ago, right, when we had that 53 to 60K period. And, now is the time to be taking partial profits on these trades, right? For me personally, on BTC, I'm looking to flip 67.5K as a confirmed support. But as you said, it's interesting times right now. Fundamentally speaking, there is so many bullish factors which are gonna, kickstart the real bull run, in my opinion, right? If Trump wins this election, it's gonna be good news for us.
Agreed, man. Agreed with you there. And I feel like, in general, there's a lot of bullish factors coming up, like you've been saying. So there's no need to rush when it comes to entries. Like, just because you don't catch a trade on one day doesn't mean you're gonna not catch another one in a couple days or even the day after. So if you see headwinds coming up that could potentially push price up in the next couple months, just wait for your golden entries, wait for things to fill, and then carry on that way rather than worry about every single day's price action. That's how I view it sometimes.
100%, man. It's the most healthy way to view it.
Exactly, man. Exactly. All right, sweet. Well, guys, looked at BTC and ETH. Let's go ahead and look at Solana here. So Sol had a really strong push up yesterday. Definitely one of the stronger alts out there at the moment. It's kind of crazy, right? Even though the ETH ETF is looming and on the horizon for coming out, it's Sol that, in my opinion, has been stronger. I know I've been preaching to you guys the strength of Sol, not only on the USDT pair, but I've been showing you guys Sol BTC and shilling this one for a while now, ever since we broke out of this supply line here, and finally we're consolidating pretty much in this zone right here. And so far, so good. We finally had to break out of this consolidation zone. Pretty nice move up. I think so far, this is confined to a range, so I'm not trying to get like overzealous here, not trying to get overly bullish, because overall we still need to break above these zones on Sol BTC for it to have a true breakout. And you are also pretty much just you're actually above this support resistance. If I zoom in here, you guys can see it a little better. So above this level, pretty much above 263 Satoshis, you can have a push up all the way back to these range highs. So I think Sol continues to outperform Bitcoin pretty much until you lose this level. If you lose this level, then I think it starts coming down, maybe retest this level, and pushes up from there. But for now, it looks good for higher, in my opinion. So I know a couple of you guys took my Sol spot trade, so that one is printing for us. So that one has been looking good. Let me look at some of your questions in chat. Sol for Sol good. So far, so good. Nice. Okay. So let's go back to the USDT pairing here. So what am I seeing here? No bearish divs on the daily, which I like. I think we just hit this daily level though as resistance. No, we got really close, but it didn't hit. So this is a daily level here on Sol. Let me go ahead and pull a volume profile as well. Give us an indication. Okay. So we are above the value area high there. Let me pull this back just a little bit, see if it's any different. Nah, we'll keep it where it is. We are above the value area high, which is good. So pretty much as long as Sol is above 170, it's bullish. Let me pull a small volume pull from about here. Yeah, so area of resistance I potentially see is about right here on Sol. So pretty much looking for, I could see a potential rejection here on Sol coming up. So could see something like this. Get a push down maybe to 170 again before higher. That would not surprise me. So if you guys wanted to take a scalp short, I don't think this would be a bad level for that. Or just something like this. and not looking, Sol is definitely one of the more bullish coins right now. So I'm not looking to take any swing shorts or anything like that on it. This would just be a scalp because you're coming up to a area of resistance here. And stops here, as you can see, looking left, you get a lot of wicks above this zone. So you'd have to be using a daily close for stops above pretty much 191. Yeah, this is one that I would take. It just kind of depends though. Like, I don't know if I would take it necessarily if we get this first, where you get a move down to 170 and then your push up, because I feel like in this case, if you already get the push down, then I don't think this resistance would hold as much. How about longs? Yeah, just specify your question like Caleb was saying. Is it making a bearish butterfly? It is making a W shape here. We can attempt to draw one. It's just the thing that I see is you've got this B point all the way at the 786. So overall, maybe the 1272 here. Let's see. I don't use butterflies very often, so let me make sure everything is within parameters. Yeah. Hey, that's a good job, DGen. Nice call out here on the butterfly. This is actually, if this hits, this would be valid. It would be. And the target here would be about 238. Right at the 1272, pretty much. Looking left, that's pretty much right at all-time highs. Is that a daily level too? Yep, right at that daily level. That would be a nice target on Sol to be looking at. Is 233. Yeah, man, good work. So definitely keep this level on your radar around 233. I think you can get a larger pullback on Sol there. All right. And then I see someone asked a question about an ETH long. So personally, I'm not looking to take any ETH longs right now. I would be more so interested in one around this 3350 zone. All right. And then let's take a look at BNB, because I think this one, honestly, to me has been pretty interesting because of how strong it is. Couple areas that I would be interested in BNB. Daily chart looks a little wonky indeed, so let's look for pullback zones here. So on BNB, I think I would be more so interested in the deeper pullback to about 566 here. Yeah. Around 566, this is an area that I would be looking at. Let's see if you have anything on the weekly here. Nah, nothing really till much lower. 12-hour chart. Yeah, 566 is definitely a clean level to be looking at here. So if I were to get into BNB long, it would be about right there. And your next push up should theoretically be from that point. This is going to be a strong resistance on BNB around 616. As you can see, you have a lot of touches on this level here. So definitely would be careful. All right. Let's see, what else should we look at today? Someone asked for AVAX earlier, and this one has been pretty strong thus far, so let's take a look at it. So AVAX is trying to reclaim a pretty important level here, this $31 zone. In my opinion, looking at this chart, I could see it holding it at current prices. I do wish that we weren't so overbought, but at the same time, if you go to the daily chart, it still looks fine for higher. So I'm leaning towards us coming up towards this $37 zone or so. I think we probably do hold this level, maybe come a little lower, but then I think we do get 37. Then we come back for a larger pullback and then continue. But I do think 37 is coming sooner rather than later. So the AVAX longs that I gave last week, I'm still holding them. All right. Then let's take a look at, oh, TIA looks mid. Let's take a look at FET. All right, FET here, 12-hour chart. So, in my opinion, on this one, I think you would be better off waiting for a larger pullback here. Probably all the way to the golden pocket here. I don't really see anything else that I'm interested in besides these lower zones. So besides like maybe this wick low for a sweep, which it is at the 0.5 fib, so this could be an area where you get a potential higher low, but overall, this level interests me a lot more. For something like that. And I would be looking to DCA at this daily order block about here. And then let's take a look at width. This one has been quite strong as of late. I was posting this one on my Twitter pretty heavily around 1.7. So I have a lot of spot width that I bought around there that personally I'm trying to decide if I want to trim some more profits here, just being honest. As long as we're above 2.28, I'm not necessarily worried about it. That's a big level that I want to see held. See if the weekly has anything for me. Yeah, I mean, this weekly candle on whiff was pretty fantastic. That looks good. So that's not a bearish sign by any means to me. In terms of taking like a fresh whiff long, this is where I'd be interested. And I think with this being one of the stronger coins in the market, this would actually be a pretty good opportunity more of a higher conviction bet is what I mean. I think you could catch a nice higher low situation here. Losing this level on a whiff would have me quite bearish, though. Like, I would be out of my spot bags if we get back below 2.28. Is what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm still in the maker spot. I don't think it's hit stops break even yet. Yeah, for sure, it was a good one. And let's go ahead and check out Doge as well, because Doge has also been quite strong. Okay. So Doge is above a key support resistance zone for sure that I've drawn here, 124 to 13. So that looks good. Doge coming up hasn't hit this daily level yet, but I think that will be at least like a short-term resistance here. Overall, I think Doge really does come up to about 165 here. It's breaking into this previous range, so I don't see a reason why it couldn't push here. Daily RSI just had a nice reset at the 50 level. This thing has a ways to go. I think you have a supply line break here too. Yeah. You do have a supply line break here on Doge, so in my opinion, you get a dip to this zone, it's for buying. Similar situation like on WIF. And then we can take a look at INJ. So injective here on the daily. It's still got some work to do, but it's starting to look a little better, at least on the daily time frame. So it looks better above this $23 zone. Overall, you are, of course, still below your main range up here. And you will be until you break back above your previous highs here from June. So, in my opinion, I think that coming up to these highs around 44 to 50 bucks only happens if you get a reclaim of $30, which I know it's obvious, but at the same time, like, the question is, do we get that? I think make or break time is pretty soon. So what I mean by that is I want to see it either retest the support level, come up, hit this resistance, maybe put in like a equal low, a sweep, and then get a push up, something like that. That would be something I'm interested in. If you come all the way down to these lows again on injective, I think you have meme head and shoulders potential here. I really don't want to see it lose 24 bucks again. So I would really like to see it hold above there and continue to push up after a retest, if not now. Okay. Do I trade all these setups? Yeah, the ones that I give with, take profits, stop losses, all of that, yeah, I'd trade them. Yeah, and let me go ahead. I'll look at like maybe one or two more, but overall, I know there's a lot of requests in chat, so I know I won't be able to get to everybody's. One that is starting to look better here is ORDI. Our ORDI spot play already trimmed some profits off that one, so I'm happy with that. Overall, ORDI, it is starting to show strength here. I like the reclaim of these lows here at 34. That looks pretty good. You're just in a pretty strong SR zone that, you know, it's hard to find entries on, is the way I'll put it. So I would wait for a daily flip of 44 bucks here. Honestly, something like that, I just don't really like trying to grab an entry here. I think $44, a flip of that on the daily would be nice. Let's go to the 4 hour, see if I see anything here. Let's see. Holding trend pretty nicely here on ORDI. As you can see, this thing is just grinding up. Every low, you don't even get a sweep here. They're pretty much just higher lows every time. So, do I recommend doing this? I mean, it's not your ideal entry, but if you wanted to play this at CMP, you would be doing something like this. You would be banking on not taking your previous low, something like that, and then looking to ride this up and continue the trend. Because every single low doesn't get taken out here, so you'd be looking for trend to continue until it doesn't. But personally, I would not be interested in this one right now. I don't think I would like this play because it's just too risky for me. I would rather wait for this flip of 44. Too much earwax. All right, and then let me give you guys two more. Let's look at VANRY, and then let's look at Link. So VANRY here. Okay. Daily chart. Daily chart is looking okay. It's not looking great. You know, overall, I do want to see it flip these daily highs. So maybe you come down and get something like that. You do have a daily order block here, actually, which I like. So you have some confluence for a potential trade. So something like this would actually look pretty good. And I would ride this one and do a higher high for something like that. An accumulation zone to buy for a long term. So, okay. For long term, if you believe in this project over the long term, and you think that I want to be holding VANRY for years into next cycle, I think it's one that will outperform, I think it'll do well, then you'd be looking for something like this. So maybe you get a rejection here. What if the bear market happens? Then you start to accumulate, and maybe you get something like that over time. So this would be your accumulation zone, anywhere where you had your previous one. And like I said, this isn't something that I would be doing. Not something that I'd be interested in. Because I don't believe in these kinds of coins cycle after cycle. I would not be looking to hold it personally. Just saying. So if you want to hold this one and accumulate it, then this would be your zone. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. You know, the spot play that I gave for this, I've already trimmed. I've already got it risk free because, in my opinion, guys, like a lot of these shit coins, you just want to get in and out of them quick. You don't want to be holding and bag holding tons of them. That's why you see me take profits on like 10-15% gains on spot rather than like huge ones, because I am not looking for more than that. Influence to buy. Oh, that's so funny. Nah, I love Fred, man. He's good people too. I know. And then the other one I was gonna look at is Link. Let's take a look. Link got a daily OB right here at support. It's resistance. Tough nut to crack here on Link. Still holding trend, I will say. Let me pull up my EMAs here. So I want to have my 200s on the chart. Okay. So something like this on Link. Be looking at this being your higher low. I like the confluence there. Because theoretically, I really don't think that Link breaks back into this zone if Bitcoin doesn't get back below like 60. So I do think this holds. And this is pretty much our pullback zone from last Thursday. So I also think we probably put in a higher low there. All right, guys. Cool. So, YouTube fam, that'll be it for the stream today. Appreciate you coming. Looked at a lot of coins. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe to my channel. And then hit that bell icon, like I said, so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.